Jean Hugh just got hired to take over one of the worst college football programs in the Nevada Wolfpack. He has no intentions of ever leaving this program, and there will be 4 tiers beginning with the Mountain West Conference. If we can win a conference championship, we move up a tier, and hopefully by the end of this video, we can finish in tier 4. In his first season, we start off 1-2. We get absolutely obliterated by UCLA, and yeah, FCS West also took us to the woodshed, so that's great. But we bounced back and beat Akron before our best chance of winning a conference game this year where we play Hawaii at home. Down 7 before half, Nate Cox drops back and hits the tight end immediately for the touchdown to tie it up. We're up 7 with just seconds left, and Hawaii checks it down, come down and tackle. Yes, there we go. They have no timeouts. That's going to be game over, and we get our first and likely only win over a conference opponent. Nate Cox is 6'9". His last name and his height are they're just perfect together, man. He played good. I'm just going to stop talking. Now sitting at 2-8 to no one's surprise, we really blow. Lost every game since that win. Some have been close, but some have also been massacres, which is part of the process for Coach Jean. But now we have a home game against an explosive San Jose State where we have some very important recruits visiting. Most importantly, though, Travis Brooks. We need that kid like Tanner needs Cosmic Brownies. Down 7 in the late 4th quarter, Nate Cox drops back and sits and waits and courses upright. Well, so much for that upset. Dang it, dude. We lose 24-17, but definitely showed some competitive fight that Coach Jean is trying to instill in this program. And yeah, we suck. Not much more else to say. Got bent over in our last game against Florida Atlantic, so that's not ideal. Got some guys graduating. Not really going to miss too many of them, but we will miss Nate Cox because of the height and because of the last name, but I'm sure he's a promising career in the adult entertainment industry. Only signed 6 guys, without a doubt disappointed. Was hoping we'd land more, but the guys we did land, I'm happy about. We did get Travis Brooks, though, who's going to be a big get at quarterback. Finished 116th in the country in recruiting, but we're confident that number will only rise for years to come, hopefully. Team for year 2 is certainly a little better. Do bring back some key pieces, but the biggest addition is easily Travis Brooks at quarterback. He's going to be a stud here. Can't wait to see his progress. We open year 2 with revenge in our minds, welcoming in an FCS score to McKay Stadium. Please don't lose, guys. Tied up at 0, Travis fakes the handoff, sees a wide open receiver, launches it. Yeah, that's going to be a touchdown. Let's go. Way not to piss down your pants and deliver a dime, Travis. Thank you. We thankfully won 23-10, and defense really balled out. Love to see it. Wow, definitely shocked. We're now 4-3 after beating some conference opponents. Hopefully we continue this and make a bowl game this year. Well, now we have a top 25 team in San Diego State coming to town, and we have a ton of high caliber recruits that we need to land that are visiting for this important opportunity. Tied at 0 before the second quarter, running the read option. Travis gives it to Wesley Comer, and he's going to get in there for the touchdown. In the late 4th quarter, our defense has been playing possessed. We're going to go for it here and put this game away as we hand it off to Comer, and he has an opening. Yes, that'll be a first down and likely game over. We do win 17-7 over a top 25 team. Hopefully this could be a program-defining win for us. We finished 7-5 after actually beating another top 25 team in Boise State, but we had a tough end of the schedule and dropped a couple games. Yay, bowl game time. We're going to be playing BYU in the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. That's fun. Didn't know Jimmy had a bowl. That's neat. Down 21-0 early on. It's looking pretty dim, not going to lie. Travis drops back and throws the seam, trying to hit the tight end. Hey, yeah, just unfortunate. Saddest Everdeen is in full effect. We get absolutely curb stomped 48-7, just in a humiliating loss as our players walk off in shame. Thankfully, we had barely anybody graduate, which is a good thing since our last recruiting class was so freaking small, man. Now, this is a recruiting class that gets me excitement. So many great players in this class, especially on the defensive line with Jay Scott, Robert Miller, and Bill Vickers. Those 3 will terrorize offensive lines for years to come. Class finished inside the top 10, which honestly is a miracle. I don't know how we pulled it off, but hey, it happened. I ain't gonna complain. For year Trace, the team is slowly getting better. Really love our wide receiver room this season with Spencer Curtis and Tyrese Mack. Easily 2 of our best players that will be best friends to Travis Brooks. We catapult out to a 4-1 start of the season, definitely above expectations. Beat 3 really crappy teams, but a win is a win, and now we welcome a conference foe to Nevada. Up 7 before half, Travis keeps the read option, has plenty of daylight. He's going to score a huge touchdown and take a 2-touchdown lead. Late in the 4th quarter, we're trying to put the nail in the coffin. Travis now gives the read option. Wesley Comer can easily walk in for the touchdown. We win 28-14, and Travis Brooks continues his sensational play so far this season. Well, falling back down to earth a little bit, 3rd in our division at 6-3. We beat Hawaii, but lost to UNLV and San Jose State, which is unfortunate. But now Coach Jean and his comrades head to Wyoming to play the Cowboys. It comes down to a nice field goal as Novak, the soccer boy, kicks it up, and it looks good, and it'll be good for a much-needed road win over Wyoming. We finished 8-4 after beating Fresno State and losing to Utah State, and now we get to play in the Hawaii Bowl. We're down 7-0 as Travis reads the end and keeps the option, has the lane, and walks in for the touchdown to tie it up. Out of way, Travis. We face a 3-point deficit in the 4th quarter with just 13 seconds left. Travis drops back and sees a slant run wide open and hits him for the much-needed first down. With time winding down, Travis rolls to his left, looking downfield for a prayer, just keeps sprinting towards the sideline, launch it, and yeah, that's not going anywhere. Definitely should have set the feet. Yikes. We actually have a good bit of players graduating and moving on in life, but Spencer Curtis will easily be missed the most. Another signing class, and this one isn't as exciting as the previous one, but it definitely has its fair share of great recruits, like Antonio Alford and Jeremy James. Both will be elite. Finished outside the top 10 this year at 17 in the country, but it's still really good, so I'm not going to complain. Year 4, and I'm loving this team. It's Travis's junior year, and he's looking to show out, but he's got Tyrese Mack, Victor Snow, and Elijah Barclay to help him out at wide receiver. Those 3 will be awesome. We jumped to an 8-2 start to the season, lost to Washington, who's really stinking good. Also somehow lost to Hawaii, the Fighting Rainbow Warriors, but beat everybody else, which is awesomeness. With that start, we stay home to play Fresno State, who's 1-10 and sucky, so let's squash them. Success! We beat Fresno State by 10 in a much-needed win and maintain our lead in our division. We beat San Jose State in our last game and finished 10-2, and now we get to play the Mountain West Conference Championship against Boise State. On the first drive, Coach G wants to go for it. We run a triple option, keep it, then pitch it to Elijah Barclay, and he has a hole, and he's gonna get a touchdown to take the early lead. Before having only 3 seconds left, Travis runs the option again and keeps it, and is easily gonna score a touchdown to blow this game wide open. We finished winning 31-13, and Travis Brooks played fantastic, and Coach Gene gets his first conference championship. We get a chance to play a Pac-12 team before our conference change in the SRS Las Vegas Bowl against Arizona. Look at this like an audition. Up before half, Travis hands it off, and Dan Hardy has plenty of space, and he gets an easy touchdown to extend our lead to 11. We're trying to put this game away. If we get a first down here, it's game over, as Travis gives it to Dan Hardy, and he has so much room for the easy first down. That's going to be GG's. We win 24-21 over Arizona, and Coach Gene is airlifting in celebration with his players. Got some guys transferring like Antonio Alford and Tommy Love. Both of them leaving really hurts Coach Gene's feelings, but thankfully though, Tyrese Mack getting drafted, it cheers him up. We also lose some other solid players too. 4 recruits just decided not to sign with us, which always makes Tanner smile, but the recruiting class was good. Would have been amazing with those 4, but it is what it is. Really excited about John Wallace and Spencer Bailey at linebacker. Those 2 should be ballas. Class finished outside the top 25, keeps dropping down, but Coach Gene isn't too worried. Just keep getting our cats. Year 5 welcomes Travis's senior year, which is depression. I'm really gonna miss that kid, man. But this team is really stinking good. We should be able to compete at the top of the Pac-12 this year, especially with how good our running back room is. Dan Hardy will continue to be a dog. In our first game of the season, we get a warm welcome when we visit the USC Trojans in our first Pac-12 game. Up 10-0 on the Trojans, Travis drifts to his right, looks to his right, hits his tight end Jeremy Jones for a touchdown to take a 17-point lead. USC stormed all the way back, and we needed to score at the goal line here to get the win. As Travis hands it off to Dan Hardy, he sees the hole, then swerves inside and gets the touchdown to take the lead back. We win 24-20 in our debut in the Pac-12 and avoid collapsing. So glad we won that game. We sit at 6-2 in third division after somehow losing to Coastal Carolina. I don't know, man. And we lost a conference game to UCLA too, but we've accustomed ourselves pretty well to the Pac-12 so far before we take on Stanford, the smart people. Tied at 0, Travis gives the fullback dive to Justin Atkins as he bounces off like a pinata, then rumbles in for the touchdown and gets the early 7-0 lead. We're trying to score before the second half as Travis drops back, looking around, staying patient. He hits the tight end over the middle for another touchdown to take a commanding lead. We win 28-10 over Stanford to continue our solid season. We win the rest of our games, but finish in second place behind UCLA, which stinks, man. Thankfully, though, we do get to play in the Valero Alamo Bowl against Iowa State, who's a solid team, so this should be a good game. Late in the third quarter, our defense has been trash, but Travis is determined to end his career with a win as he launches to his wide open tight end, and Jeremy Jones has a ton of space. Oh my gosh, he may score. Oh yes, he is. Jeremy with a G. Kid has got some wheels. Up 42-35. Hopefully our defense can finally get a stop. Their quarterback has forever to throw. He steps up and throws it to coverage. Can we get a pick? Yeehaw! Let's go! Nice pick to seal the deal. That's GG's. We win the Alamo Bowl and send off Travis Brooks with a bowl victory in his final season. Well, looks like Josh Hall is leaving us. Worst decision of his life. We'll see. Wow. Chris Smalley is the only player who's going to get drafted. Travis Brooks will prove the doubters wrong at the next level. There's no doubt about that. He will be sorely missed, along with Victor Stone and Elijah Barclay. Both will be gone, but not forgotten. Perfect. This is the exact type of class we needed. Lots of depth and quality at the same time. I mean, we signed 10 athletes who all have different abilities and versatility. Super excited to see where they all fill in at. And there it is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Number 2 in the country, 13 4-stars, which is incredible. Coach Gene worked his tail off this cycle, and it clearly shows. Yeah, this team is getting there. It's almost at that elite level. Wouldn't be shocked if we win the Pac-12 this year. We're loaded, but we do welcome a new starting quarterback in Ryan Collins, who has been waiting his turn to shine. Thankfully, though, he has Dan Hardy to help him out in the backfield. Quite a duo there between the two. Poetry in motion, baby cakes. 5-0 to start the season. Beat everybody by double digits except Toledo, which is confuzzling, but who cares? We won. This is the biggest game of the season so far for us as we welcome the UCLA Bruins, who won our division last season. Down 20-10 in the third quarter. It's not looking good, but we're trying to come back as Ryan fakes to give to Dan, and it's going to keep it for the easy peasy touchdown. After storming back, we're up 31-20, looking to close this game out. Ryan hands it off to Dan, and Mr. Hardy swerves inside, gets the first down to move the chains and ice this game. A comeback win over UCLA. You will not see a mad tan, man. That was a big time win. We finished 11-1 of the season and won our division, which is happiness. We lost to Utah, which really stinks, but beat everybody else. Even if we win the Pac-12, I think we're out of the playoff hunt, unfortunately. But Coach Jean has his eyes set on the Pac-12 championship against Washington. We're up 14 before half, and Ryan gets the patent read option call, and per usual, runs to perfection. Dan gets the easy touchdown. We win 31-6 over the Huskies. Dan Hardy was a man amongst boys, and Coach Jean gets his second conference championship. Didn't sneak into the playoff, but we get a Rose Bowl berth against a very good Illinois team from the Big Ten. This should be a fun game. Up 7 in the late fourth quarter. If we get a first down here, it's GG's. Ryan hands it off to Dan, and he cuts it back and gets the first down. That's game over. We won 20-13 and finished 12-1 with Coach Jean getting his third bowl game victory. So many good recruits just keep transferring, man. It's upsetting. We convinced Chase Scott and Bill Vickers to come back, though, thankfully, but we're losing Dan Hardy and Ian Coe to the draft. Both were in Coach Jean's first ever recruiting class here, so lots of emotions flying. Another terrific signing day in our eyes. Not as much depth as last year's class, but we didn't need too many cats this season. But Howard Harrison looks insanely good, and so does Jarrett Brooks. Both have a crazy high overall. Finished 13th in the country, just outside the top 10, but we're more than happy with our haul. It's year 7, and this team is officially elite. So many stud muffins everywhere. I love it. Ryan is a 99 overall and looks to be fantastic. And we cannot forget about the crazy defensive line we have with Bill Vickers, J. Scott, Lee Bailey, and Robert Miller. It's just unfair, man. Now in the Big 12, we start off 4-0, tied with Oklahoma after beating 2 ranked teams at UCF and Oklahoma State. So 2 good wins right there. For week 6, we welcome the Kansas Jayhawks to the great state of Nevada and hopefully a win. We jump out to an early 21-7 lead. Our offense has been dynamite as Ryan rolls to his right, looking downfield. He keeps sprinting toward the sideline, sits and launches to the lane. He sprints upfield and swerves out for a nasty move, and he's going to score an easy touchdown. We smack Kansas around 48-14. Beat down. We absolutely love to see it. To no one's surprise inside the program, we're 8-0 to start the season, really just dominating every team we've played. I mean, no game has really been close at all. But maybe that'll change this week when we head on the road to play the Texas Longhorns. In the early second quarter, it's a low scoring affair, but Ricky hands it off to Christian Harvey, and now we get on the board. In the fourth quarter, our defense is playing that play and B as Ricky rolls to his right, looking downfield, sees no one open, decides to take off. He has a lane, and that's going to be a touchdown and the stamp on this game. Really good win on the road in impressive fashion as well. This team is something else, man. We finished 12-0 in the regular season after spanking our last 3 opponents, and since there's no conference championship game, we move on to the playoff as the number 1 seed playing against Cal, which is just, I don't even know. Shocked would be an understatement. This is just odd. Up 21, we're just bludgeoning Cal. Ryan Collins keeps the read option, and Ryan sees the end zone, swerves inside, and lunges for the touchdown to get an even bigger lead. We win 49-14, just no clue how they made the playoff, but we'll take the easy W. Dang it, man. Wanted to play BYU. That would have been fun. We got murdered by them a few years ago. We wanted revenge, but we do get the Buckeyes. Up 10-0 before half, our defense continues to play unbelievable with Ryan rolling to his right, looking downfield. He sits and launches to a wide open receivers. We get the completion, looking for the touchdown. We swerve inside, put the DB on skates, and that'll be a touchdown to extend our lead to 17. Up 24-3 in the fourth quarter, we're flexing our big muscles as Ryan rolling to his right, keeps rolling, and sees the lane, it takes off, has a ton of room, keeps running, but isn't going to be able to score. But we chew the clock out and win 27-3 over the Buckeyes, and Coach Jean gets his first national championship. We convinced 3 very important players to stay at Nevada, but we're losing a ton of draft picks. We're going to have to reload for our next season where we enter the SEC. This class is a ton like the one we had a couple years ago with the depth and quality. Super happy with our haul. Deja vu, we're at number 2 just like that class was. Maybe one day Coach Jean will get that number 1 recruiting spot. Year 8 is upon us, and to be honest, it seems a little bit worse than the one last year, but we have a new weapon at quarterback, Dave Sapp. 98 speed. Yes, you read that right. 98 speed. That's absurd at quarterback. We also have Anthony Cook at running back and a loaded wide receiver, and the offense will be elite. Just a little bit worried about the defense. We start out 4-0 in the final conference tier. All wins against SEC opponents, so we have a firm grip in our division lead. Ah, yes! The Crimson Tide and St. Nick visiting Tuscaloosa, and we're expecting a dogfight. Why can't Tanner have anything nice, man? Dave Sapp, the 98 speed, 99 overall quarterback, is injured and out for the season. So that's just depression. Up 3 in the fourth quarter. If we can get a first down here, we'll escape Tuscaloosa with a win. We hand it off, and Anthony Cook cuts inside. I think he has the first down. Let's go. We narrowly edge out Alabama 24-21 in a hard-fought win. Well, we finally lost. Now it's 6-1, but we're more than likely going to win the division. And the culprit was Auburn. They took us down, which blows. But the Mississippi State and Akron games weren't close, so I guess that's nice. Now, though, we got to take on another SEC West opponent in Ole Miss, trying to hold on to our division lead. Late in the fourth quarter, it's 4th down, and we need to stop as they handed handoff, man, that's a yucky play call. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. No clue what that goofball offensive coordinator was thinking. They're pulling a James Franklin. Dominic Wilson has been stepping up and played really well in our narrow 21-17 win over Ole Miss. We finished 11-1 and win the rest of our games in dominant fashion, but now two Goliaths meet in the SEC championship game against Georgia. Up 6 in the fourth quarter, it's third down, and we need to convert as Dominic rolls back to his right, looks for Anthony, and he hits Anthony. He's going to get us a first down, and we're going to chew this clock out. We went 16-7. Our defense needed to step up, and they did just that, as Coach Jean has officially won in every tier after winning this SEC championship. This should be a fun playoff, Phil. We played Texas in the first round. This should be a good game. Down 14 early on, we're getting spanked around, but we need a touchdown here as Dominic reads the end. He keeps it. He's going to walk it for the touchdown. We gain the lead now at 4 in the fourth quarter. Dominic drops back, drifts to his right, passes to an open curl, and that's a touchdown for Sean Sanders. We pull off the comeback and win 28-17 over the Longhorns and move on to the Natty. It would be Ohio State, man. They're gonna want revenge. Up 10, our offense has been lethal. We're hoping for one final touchdown. As we hand it off to Anthony Cook, he has a gaping hole and cuts it back, and he's gonna score another touchdown. We end up winning our second national title for Coach Jean, and we did it all without our demigod at quarterback, which I wanted to play with him, man. I was getting so excited. I was so excited. Slow and steady climb to the top for Coach Jean. Once we got this program rolling, there was really no stopping the Wolfpack, man. If you enjoyed that video, click the one on the screen. It's just like this one, but with Buffalo. I think you'll love it.